We're sure you've been asked, how many kids is too much? 3 kids? 4? How about 69? Is that enough children? The Guinness World Record for the most prolific mother ever belongs to the wife of Fyodor Wasiliev, who lived in Russia in the early mid-1700s. Her name has been lost to history, but the legend of her 69 children was not. That's right, 69 children born from a single woman. If you're thinking it's impossible for one woman to birth 69 human beings, you wouldn't be the first to question this story's legitimacy. But if there is even a chance of this story being true, then it's certainly one we want to look into. The evidence of this legendary tale comes from an issue of the Gentleman's Magazine in 1783, in which it documents a letter from an English merchant to his family in England. In the letter, the merchant explained that he had met a man from Moscow who had, by one wife, 4 sets of quadruplets, 7 sets of triplets, and 16 pairs of twins. Now, if you tuned out now and thought this story couldn't be true after hearing that, we wouldn't blame you. But what's interesting about the account of multiple sets of twins, triplets, and quadruplets is that this distinction, as ridiculous as it sounds, actually gives the record more integrity. If the letter stated that the wife gave birth on 69 separate occasions, we would know it wasn't credible, because that would be scientifically impossible. The only way one woman could birth so many children in one lifetime is if she was able to pump out multiple at a time. Sorry for that imagery. So, this absurd account of multiple sets of children leads us to believe that this insane tale might just be true after all. It's also important to note that triplets and quadruplets are birthed after shorter than average terms. Scientists have indicated that the woman most likely had a genetic predisposition to hyperovulate, or in other words, release multiple eggs in one cycle. This condition would make the numbers seem more likely, although it's still a rather unlikely story. Assuming the woman gave birth to all of her children before the age of 40, she would have been pregnant for 18 out of those 40 years. That's about half of her life carrying around multiple life forms in her belly. If that's not crazy enough, it's also documented that Fyodor Wasiliev, the husband who fathered those 69 children, married a second time, and with his second wife, he had 18 other children. His second wife was said to have 6 pairs of twins and 2 sets of triplets. In total, Wasiliev is believed to have fathered 87 children. Of course, the 1700s were a lot different than the way things are now. But let's imagine someone had to parent 87 children today, in the United States for example. The Department of Agriculture states that the average estimated cost it takes to raise a child through the age of 17 is $233,610, or about $14,000 annually. Multiply that by 87, and it would cost you $20,324,000, or $1.2 million a year to raise 87 children. Imagine the faces in the window when you pull up in one of your vans to the McDonald's drive-thru after ordering 87 McChickens. We'd suggest that if you're looking to break a Guinness World Record, you might want to look for a cheaper one. Or just bank on getting your own reality TV show on TLC. Maybe pursue another world record instead. Perhaps try fitting the most marshmallows in your mouth at once. Should be more cost.